We are in French Riviera, sun-soaked days, turquoise waters and a touch of glamour at every turn. Join me and my family as we wander the charming old town of Cannes, bask on the breathtaking beaches of Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat and sail to the magical Îles de Lérins. From the sparkle of Monaco to the thrill of the Cannes Fireworks Festival, this was our perfect summer escape to the Côte d'Azur. Let's dive in. From Paris, you have two options to get to the south, by train or by plane. I always choose the train. There are no strict luggage limits and I simply love train journeys, especially with those beautiful southern views. This trip cost us 105 euros per person one way. Coucou guys, we are back in Cannes with my family. Last year I've spent here 1 month during the Olympic Games in Paris, and this year we decided to return to enjoy a little bit more the special atmosphere of French Riviera. Last year I stayed in a one-bedroom apartment in Cannes for 1 month and it cost me 3,700 euros for the whole period. And yes, Riviera can definitely be pricey, but this year the exact same place jumped to 6,200 euros, which I find completely ridiculous. So instead I found a 2-bedroom Airbnb just 4 minutes away from the beach, right next to the iconic Carlton Hotel. For 10 nights we paid 3,600 euros, which is exact amount that I paid last year for a month. I can't say the apartment was perfect and the sports cars made the area noisy, but for a short stay like ours it was just fine. Initially, I've planned to show you much more content in this video, but honestly this time this was a very lazy holiday for me. We came here straight after my birthday weekend, so I really needed to restore my energy and half of the week I was just sleeping. But still, this will be a little glimpse on what you can expect from French Riviera. I'm a huge fan of this part of France and I hope that after watching this video you will become one too, even for a little. On our first day in Cannes, we took a little walk along the famous La Croisette promenade, passing by the Palais de Festival. To be honest, I find it a very touristy spot. The building itself isn't that impressive and there is always a line of people waiting to take pictures on the red carpet, so we didn't linger there for long and kept walking towards the port. I love this area because there is such a wide choice of fresh fish and seafood restaurants, and this time we stopped at La Perle. We obviously had oysters, shrimps, grilled fish and even paella, though my family wasn't too impressed with that one. At the end, with the drinks, the bill came to about 50 euros per person. After dinner we headed to the old town of Cannes known as Le Suquet. This is the city's oldest district, dating back to medieval times when fishermen first settled here. Its narrow, winding streets are full of charm and in just a short 6-minute climb you reach the top. There you'll find the 12th century church of Notre-Dame de l'Espérance and the remains of the old castle. From the viewpoint, the panorama is just stunning. The port, the bay and the Mediterranean all spread out before you. It's the perfect mix of history and beauty in one place. On our way back down, my cousin suggested we try the big wheel and of course we did. The ride makes 2 full circles and lasts about 10 minutes. At night it was a lot of fun, especially since we were singing the whole way, but I think this experience might actually be even better during the day when you can take in all the beauty of the coast from above. The next day we decided to spend the whole day at Plage de Passable in Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat. We took a taxi from Cannes. A 1-hour ride in a minivan cost us 120 euros one way. And then we arrived to paradise. Plage de Passable has both a public and private section. We chose the private beach with deck chairs, which cost between 60 and 100 euros per day depending on the row you choose. We arrived around 10 in the morning and didn't leave until sunset at 7 p.m. The water here is crystal clear, though you do have to step over some small stones to get in. This place feels tucked away with the most incredible views. You can even rent paddle boards if you want to explore more. We swam, rested, napped, read and had lunch right there on the beach. 2 pizzas, a pasta, a burger and later a plate of watermelon. Honestly, we just enjoyed every moment until the sun went down. It's my second year coming here and I truly recommend it. The colors, the atmosphere, the whole vibe, it's just so aesthetic. And now it's Monaco time. We went there for a couple of hours trip from Cannes, and honestly the easiest and fastest way for me is by train. It takes just about 1 hour and you arrive right in Monaco's train station. Here is a little tip. You need to cross over to the other side of the platforms, the one with the trains going in the opposite direction. Then walk all the way to the end of the station until you see a tunnel on your left. That's the exit you need. Once you are outside, it's just a 10-minute walk up to Le Rocher, my favorite part of Monaco. To me, Monaco is much more than the casinos, the yachts and the luxury lifestyle. What I really love is its old town, Monaco-Ville, with its charming streets and the breathtaking panorama you get from up there. And just to clarify, Monte Carlo is not a separate city, it's simply one district of Monaco, the one famous for its casino. Monaco itself is the second smallest country in the world. Only 10,000 out of its 40,000 residents actually hold a Monaco passport, which makes it one of the most exclusive nationalities in the world. Here in the old town, you'll also find the Prince Palace of Monaco, the official residence of the royal family. It's currently the home of Prince Albert II, who has been reigning since 2005. Just a short walk away stands the majestic St. Nicholas Cathedral, also known as the Monaco Cathedral. This is where all Monaco's sovereigns have been married and laid to rest, including the beloved Princess Grace Kelly. She was a Hollywood star who became a real-life princess after marrying Prince Rainier III in 1956, and she remains one of the most iconic figures in Monaco's history even today. Right after, we visited the Oceanographic Museum of Monaco, one of the most fascinating places in the Principality. It was founded back in 1910 by Prince Albert I, who was deeply passionate about marine exploration. The building itself is spectacular, perched dramatically on the edge of a cliff overlooking the Mediterranean. Inside there are over 6,000 specimens, from sharks and colorful tropical fish to coral reefs and rare marine creatures. The aquariums here are among the oldest in Europe, yet still some of the most impressive. The museum also features exhibits on marine research, ocean exploration, and displays dedicated to Prince Albert's expeditions. Every year it attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors, making it one of Monaco's most important cultural landmarks. What I love most is that you get both an inspiring educational experience and some of the very best sea views in all of Monaco. Of course, we also passed by the casino area. Here you'll always see luxury cars lined up, glamorous hotels, and plenty of restaurants. Not my favorite spot. To me, this area feels messy and over-touristy. Still, I walked past the Casino de Monte Carlo to give you a glimpse inside. This is one of the most famous casinos in the world, known for its history, architecture, and James Bond appearances. Don't forget your ID, it's obligatory to enter. With it, you can access the first gaming room with slot machines. Behind that, there is a second room with roulette and other table games, and there is another control point to pass. I didn't even ask what was required to go further, since casinos aren't really my thing. If you're coming to Riviera with friends or family, spending a day on a boat is definitely a must-do. This year we rented a catamaran for 2,000 euros. It included fuel and skipper for 7 hours. Just a short ride from Cannes, you'll find the Lérins Islands, Île Sainte-Marguerite and Île Saint-Honorat. Sainte-Marguerite is the larger one, covered in pine and eucalyptus forests, and it's most famous for its old fort prison where the legendary man in the iron mask was once held. Saint-Honorat, on the other hand, is much smaller and quieter, and it's been home to a community of monks for centuries. We spent the whole day moving between 3 different spots around these islands, each more beautiful than the last. Water here is absolutely mind-blowing, crystal clear, turquoise, and perfect for swimming. On board we had a paddleboard, masks and snorkels, so everyone could enjoy the activity they liked most, whether it was paddling, exploring underwater, or just relaxing on deck. Later in the day, with my cousin, our skipper brought us to Île Saint-Honorat. This island has been home to a community of monks since the 5th century. Even today, around 20 monks still live on the island, dedicating their lives to prayer and producing their own wine and liquors from the local vineyards. Apart from the monastery and the small charming church, you'll also find an impressive old fortress right on the water, which was built in the Middle Ages to protect the monks from pirate attacks. If you wander off the main main path on the island, you can discover hidden coves and wild beaches that feel like a secret escape. And the best part is, you don't even need a boat to get here. Regular ferries run from Cannes, making it very easy to visit this peaceful historic gem. Every year, Cannes hosts the Pyrotechnical Summer Festival, a spectacular fireworks competition that lights up the bay. Across the summer, there are 5 or 6 nights when different countries present their shows and the audience gets to vote for the best one. This year, we were lucky enough to catch a show just a day before heading back home, and it was Germany's turn. You can come early to claim a free spot along the promenade or public beach, but it's always very crowded and chaotic. Instead, we rented deck chairs on a private beach for 40 euros. We had comfortable seats and a glass of champagne included. Much more relaxed and enjoyable. For about 20 minutes, the sky exploded with dazzling colors reflected across the Mediterranean. And as soon as the show ended, the parties on the beach began. Truly, this festival is an event you shouldn't miss if you're in Cannes. And for us, it was the perfect way to close out our summer trip. That was it for my 2025 trip to French Riviera. I haven't shown you even 20% of what you can do and see there. As I've told, this was a very lazy holiday for me, so I've tried my best to cover the most I can. I think I'll do another small video about some other places you can see in this region. And I want everyone to fall in love with this paradise as I have fallen in love with it one day. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. You know, I'm always very happy to see you here. If you like this content, please don't forget to subscribe, hit a little bell and give it a like not to miss anything. Until the next one.